98% of women say this when they've secretly missed you, backed by psychology and real-world dating insights. This video breaks down 8 common phrases women say when they miss you, but don't want to say it outright. Most guys overlook them, but if you catch number 8, you'll understand exactly where her heart's at. One, I was just thinking about that weird thing you said. Not a compliment, not a flirt, just a random mention of a micro moment you probably forgot. You even said this. Isn't nostalgia. It's breadcrumbing. She's referencing a niche interaction to make it feel casual, but that sentence is carrying 2 weeks of replaying that moment in her head. If she's bringing up something oddly specific from a moment you shared, she's been mentally revisiting it on loop, because our minds replay the experiences tied to emotion, and if she still thinks of a particular line or gesture, it's because it meant something to her on a level she can't ignore. 2. You probably don't even remember this, but the faux humble memory flex. She's setting it up like you won't care, but secretly hoping you do. This is a quiet bid for emotional intimacy. She's trying to confirm that your brain held on to the same timestamp hers did when women miss you but can't say it directly. They test for shared emotional memory. If you pass, you're still in her heart space. This phrase may sound casual, but underneath, it's a delicate test of how much you valued the connection, and if you remember what mattered to her. 3. I had a dream and you were in it so random. Here's the truth. It's not random, it's rehearsed. She debated whether it was too forward, too obvious, too something, but the dream line, it's the safest confession she can make. It gives her plausible deniability while planting the seed that you still occupy her subconscious. That's not a dream, that's strategy. And when you notice this pattern, you realize that dreams are sometimes emotional doorways she uses to reconnect without risking rejection. It's her mind's way of sending you a message wrapped in subtlety and safety. And the deeper meaning is that you've left an emotional imprint that surfaces even when she's not trying. Quick check-in: if you're locked in on your glow-up mentally, physically, or emotionally, type elevate down below. Let's see who's leveling up with intention. 4. I saw someone who looked just like you. This isn't about doppelgangers. It's about mental proximity. Her mind is tuned to your frequency, scanning the world for anything remotely resembling you. The statement's innocent on the surface, but underneath it, she's letting you know, I'm still watching the world through the lens of you. When a woman misses you, her perception sharpens. She begins to notice reflections of you in everything and everyone. And that's because emotional attachment heightens awareness. Her brain subconsciously searches for familiarity, and you are that familiarity. 5. You'd hate this place I went to. Most guys think missing someone always sounds like longing, but sometimes it comes out as faux negativity. She's not just telling you about her life, she's using your preferences to filter her experiences when she centers you in her narrative, even through critique. It means you're still the internal reference point. And this behavior is deeply rooted in emotional psychology, because when a woman misses a man, she unconsciously intertwines her present reality with his influence. It becomes her way of staying emotionally connected. Even when silence fills the space, she's emotionally mirroring her current life against the memory of you. And this mirroring process is a natural human response when attachment lingers. By the way, if you're finding this helpful, now's a good time to subscribe. I break down things like this all the time, so if you want to keep sharpening your radar, you'll want to stick around. 6. Reminds me of that one time it's not a story, it's a tether. She's trying to create an emotional encore without making the first move. If she's conjuring up past moments, it's her way of relighting a match and pretending she's not. Holding it too close to the fuse, she's reminiscing on purpose, and every time she does it, she's sending out an emotional signal, testing to see if that old spark still flickers inside you. When she recalls shared memories she's hoping to reignite. That same emotional chemistry, it's her unspoken way of asking, do you still feel what I feel? And it's her subconscious attempting to rebuild a familiar sense of connection that once made her feel secure. 7. You probably have a million girls. Texting you now sounds like a tease, but it's actually a peek into her fear. This isn't light banter, it's veiled vulnerability. She's broadcasting her insecurity while pretending to mock it. Translation, I hope you're still available, and I hate that I have to wonder women often mask genuine emotional longing behind humor, because it feels safer than direct honesty. And this phrase is one of the clearest signs of emotional attachment that she's struggling to hide. She uses teasing as a defense mechanism to express care without exposure, and through that humor, she's silently hoping for reassurance that she still holds space in your attention. 8. You always disappear when I actually want to talk to you. This isn't frustration. It's exposure. If she truly didn't miss you, your absence wouldn't register, but it does that little passive-aggressive jab. That's her version of a love song, off-key, defensive, but deeply sincere. It means she noticed you were gone and she didn't like it. She's letting you know indirectly that your silence affected her. And when a woman's emotions break through her defenses like that, it's not random. It's a confession disguised as annoyance. Deep down, she wants reassurance that her feelings still matter to you. She might never admit it directly, but the moment she says this, she's telling you her heart hasn't moved. On her frustration is just a mask for her desire to reconnect and to feel emotionally acknowledged. 9. I was just near your favorite place and thought of you. This one sounds casual, like a passing comment. But what she's really doing is opening a door. She's mentally walking through your old shared memories and hoping you'll walk through it. 2. She's trying to remind you of a connection that once felt easy and real. When she mentions a place tied to you, she's communicating that your presence still lives in her daily world. She could have passed that spot without saying a word, but she wanted you to know that even her environment reminds her of you. That's nostalgia mixed with longing, and it means your imprint hasn't faded. She's searching for emotional geography, something that brings her back to where she felt emotionally safe with you. So, then I can't believe you still remember that this line usually follows after you recall something from your past together. What she's doing is testing your emotional consistency to her. It means the world that you still remember details. It tells her you cared more deeply than she thought, and it reopens her trust. She might act surprised, but deep down, it's relief that you still hold space for what you shared. This reaction gives her hope that your emotional connection wasn't one-sided, and that makes her feel secure again. And this emotional reassurance strengthens the sense of unspoken bond that still lingers between you. 11. I'm happy for you, really. When a woman says this after hearing about your new success or progress, it's rarely just happiness, it's bittersweet emotion. She's proud, but also quietly wishing she was still part of your journey. This kind of statement comes from emotional duality. She wants to sound supportive while secretly fighting the ache of missing how things used to be. If you sense softness in her tone or hesitation before she says it, that's her heart talking louder than her words. It's emotional conflict between pride and loss. She wants to celebrate you, but part of her misses being celebrated with you. 12. You've changed, but in a good way. This one cuts deep because it tells you she's still watching from a distance. She's analyzing your growth, your presence, your evolution. She's still emotionally invested enough to notice your changes. This isn't small talk. It's observation rooted in care. When women miss you, they often compare the man they knew with the man you've become. And this phrase means she's quietly proud, but also nostalgic for the version of you that once belonged. To her, it's admiration mixed with longing, and the fact that she's paying attention means she never truly detached. 13. I was telling my friend about you. That's not just conversation, it's confession. She's been talking about you in circles where she feels safe, because saying your name out loud still gives her comfort. She may frame it as an old story or a random topic, but that's her way of reintroducing you into her emotional world again. It means you still live in her narrative, even when she pretends to have moved on. She's testing how your name feels again, in conversation, seeing if it still brings warmth or ache. 14. I miss how easy things used to be. Now this one is the clearest sign of emotional honesty, disguised as reflection. She won't say I miss you because that feels too raw. Instead she says she misses the feeling, the energy, the simplicity of what you two had. But make no mistake, she's talking about you, not the past. She's craving a comfort that came with being close to you emotionally and mentally. It's her way of mourning what once was, without reopening wounds. And that's a sign that the emotional bond still breathes, even in silence. 15. You know, I still have that thing you gave me, whether it's a hoodie, a photo, or a small gift. She kept it for a reason. Objects carry emotional residue. And when she mentions that she still has it, it's her way of saying she hasn't let go yet. People don't keep things that remind them of someone they've truly released. This is sentimental attachment, and in psychology, it's a strong indicator of unresolved emotion. When she holds on to physical reminders, she's holding on to emotional chapters. 16. I was. Listening to that song we used to love, this one, is layered music, acts like emotional time travel. It transports her back to the moments when she felt closest to you. When she says this, she's not just remembering the song. She's reliving the emotions, the laughter, the small touches she felt during that time. She's revisiting you through melody and memory. Because that's the safest way to miss someone without saying it directly. Songs act as emotional anchors, and when she brings one up, it means her heart still dances to your rhythm. 17. I don't know why I thought of you today. That's her way of testing how open the line still is. She wants to reconnect but doesn't want to sound desperate. It's spontaneous on the surface, but calculated underneath. She's been debating whether to reach out for days, maybe weeks, and finally gives in with a half-curious text. But what she's really asking is, do you still think of me too? It's a vulnerable whisper, hidden. In a casual sentence, she's hoping you'll open that emotional door again. 18. You still know how to make me laugh. This might seem like a light-hearted compliment, but emotionally it's a surrender. It means she's letting her guard down. Laughter is her bridge back to emotional safety when she laughs with you again. It tells her heart that maybe it's still okay to feel something real for you again, and that laughter becomes a healing space between two people who still care. When you start to recognize these subtle cues, you'll notice that missing someone doesn't always sound like longing. Sometimes it sounds like small talk, nostalgia, humor, or even sarcasm. But underneath every phrase is emotion trying to find its way back to connection, and if you can hear what's not being said, you'll never miss the signs again, because real attraction doesn't vanish. It just hides behind words, waiting for you to understand. This video is brought to you by Dark Facts 2.0, where we dive deep into human behavior, emotion, and connection, helping you see what others often overlook.